All right, guys. So yeah, welcome everyone for this Appian demo. Today I know, some of members already, as we discussed now, that knows Appian. Some are freshers, some maybe not knowing about the Appian. So we'll talk about all those things here. Um, what Appian is, and then how do we do the coding here. So before that, yeah, let's get to know each other. I'll start myself. My name is Ravi. I'm working with Appian 11 years now, and yeah, I've been teaching Appian like last 4 to 5 years. Yeah, let me know if you want to know anything else, and then yeah, we can start with the introduction. Let me know what's your experience, if you are experienced people, and what technology you are working on, and how do you know about Appian, and you know why you want to learn about in Appian technology. Yeah, so gonna go first. Rahul, go ahead.
Yes, Ravi. Like myself, Rahul, I'm basically come from the Karnataka. I
Mhm.
already have experience of around 2.7 years in Appian, but
Okay.
I had a major accident, so I had a gap
Hmm.
of around 1 year.
Okay.
So I decided to join the training class and brush up my Appian things.
Hmm.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. All right. Yep. We'll brush up the things, and then
Sure.
yeah. All right. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, hi Harsha. I mean, hi Ravi.
Hey.
Yeah, this is Rasi Priya. I have 3.8 years of experience. I want to know if we join this training, will we able to answer interview questions? Because in interview they are asking practical questions.
Right. Yeah. See, I'll be very, I'll be very frank. So we don't know what questions they may ask, but what we can do, we can learn Appian, right? So that you can answer by yourself, right? So see, Appian is not a rocket science. It's very easy to learn. It's just you need to memorize some of the things for sure, right? Because when while answering for development, you don't need to memorize anything because everything is there in the code. But we'll see how do we understand the questions, and then how do we answer this, and how do we solve these things. So when you get your hand in the code, right, you will be able to answer all those things. So learn, and then you can answer all those questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry guys, actually not well today. My voice is not that clear, but yeah, let me know if you're struggling to hear my voice. All right, who else? So, hey Gopi, hi. Yeah, we already talked. You want to add something?
Think much. That's fine, actually.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Yes. Anyone want to add something? Okay. All right. So Appian. First of all, why Appian? Anyone wants to add and tell me how do you know about the Appian? As I know that someone has already worked on the Appian, like Rahul has worked on Appian. Gopi knows something about an Appian, right? Do we have any people here who is completely freshers, right, from the college section? All right. See, you know, this is what I avoid in any of the training. So please be interactive, ask questions as many as you want, so that the session will be interactive, and not only in this demo class. In all the classes, it depends on you guys how much you want to learn, right? So please do ask as much as questions you can. Okay. All right. All right. You guys can see my screen, right? Um. So what is an Appian? Anyone knows what an Appian is?
It's one
Yes,
of the
yes.
BPM tool. which is actually a competitor for Pega as well,
Mm-hmm.
which helps in building the applications for various businesses across the industry.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. So what is the BPM?
Business process management.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what does it mean? The full form. So what does it mean, business process management? What's a business? What's a process? What's a management?
So basically, it helps in creating a business in creating a workflow kind of a structure of applications.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Right.
the difference between Appian and Pega, which I know is like again, Appian supports only the business process management, but whereas Pega has both BPM and BRE kind of an applications, the rules engine as well, but which I'm not sure whether Appian will be able to support that as well. So I'm just trying to understand. So again, this is my first time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Yeah. So
I
anyone,
can talk
what's the
much
business?
more on Pega, but I just wanted to learn about Appian.
Yeah. Sure. No worries. Anyone, what's the business process management? So while answering, Malika has mentioned, right, it's a BPM tool, right? So it's not a programming language, it's a tool which is developed on a program by a programming Java. Okay. So anyone wants to answer what's the BPM, business process management? We know the full form business process management, but what's the business process management? See, business is what? Business is a kind of requirement, right? So let's say I used to give this example, it's a good example for me, like as a real time. If I ask someone to prepare a tea for me, right? So the business is that what I'm asking, it's a preparing the tea. So that's a requirement I'm asking for, right? So that's a business. Now it comes process. What's the process? Process is how do you prepare that tea, right? There will be some procedure to follow, right? You'll and the most important thing is that there cannot be one process, right? There could be multiple processes to do that. Someone like to pour the milk first, someone try to pour the water first, right? So there could be another different ways of doing it. So that's a process. Now the management, you might have sugar in some other can, you might have milk in some other pot, right? Water from some other places. So what we are doing, we are bringing the information from different places, and then we are combining it together to prepare that tea. That's called data management that we are doing it. So we are managing it, and in Appian terms, and it's very famous terms now in the market called data fabric. So bringing the data from different places, put at one place, use it, make your requirement done, and then you can put it back in the same places. So that's how we manage the data. That is called business process management. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll be back. All right. So that's the business process management, right, for you. So Appian is again, it's a tool, right, that we talk about that, it's used to create a web-based application, but to use that, you cannot, you will be within the tool itself, but you don't realize that earlier days we didn't have the site things, but now we have this site creation in Appian where you will be using the URL to access your application. But it is kind of you are using a tool, okay? Even though for a basic user, it is an Appian tool that you are using, so that you can access your application. Now, in market, everyone says about it's a no code and low code. So, any difference in the anyone can tell me the difference in the no code and low code? Appian is a no code or a low code?
It's a low code tool.
It's a low code tool. So what does it mean, low code and no code?
Means it will not be having that much core like Java or .NET or C.
Exactly. Yeah.
And no code
Mhm.
means we'll not be having any coding. We'll be just having a drag and drop thing.
Mhm.
Even we have a drag and drop thing in Appian, but this one we'll be using low code also.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you the difference in the low code and no code. Okay. No code, whatever the component they have designed, right? The layout they have designed for you. Let's say if you want to use some form, let's say onboarding form, they have something that they have designed the layout. You cannot customize it. You cannot change it. However, low code allows you to do the customization. Let's say I want a field. I want three fields in one column. You in the interface, I want to divide it into three different columns. I want my date field to move from there to here. I want some text to be displayed in red color. So all those things, all those customization, you can do it in the low code, and that make Appian, pretty much more required as compared to the other technologies, other tools in the business tool, because it allows you to do the customization as per the business requirement. Okay, so in low code you can do the customization, and Appian is a low code tool. Okay. All right. So what kind of coding standard we have? It's a very simple coding standard we have in Appian. As you can see in the example here that, for example, I want to compare a value is equal to 5, then it should display yes, otherwise it should display no. Such kind of coding standard you will have. So not to worry that it will have a lot of coding you have to do it. No, all those things are there in a component design. It's in there. You just need to know what component is to be used here. And let's say for an example, if you want to write a data to the database, you do not have to worry about the making a connection established and to the database and bring all those information, and you have to don't worry about all those things. Everyone has given you a smart service or smart service function to write the data to the database. You just have to tell which table you need to write, right? Which record you need to write, and then what data you need to write. That's all. And then it will establish the connection and it will write the data for you. Same way, if you want to read the data from the database and table, so you just have to tell which table you want to query, and based on your query filters, you can bring it. So that's Appian is given, and all the functions that you will be using, it will given a nice description about the function with an example, so you don't have to remember all those things that how do I use this function. And all the functions are pretty much very easy to use because of its definition is being given below, right? All right. So yeah, let's say for example, for a text field, if you want to design a text field, you can simply have a text field function, and then you give the value to display it. If you want to use a drop down, so for that we have drop down field, as someone mentioned that it's a drag and drop can be done in Appian. So yeah, we can do the drag and drop and we can customize the code. So Appian gives you both the modes, design mode and expression mode. Basically in design mode, you can do all those things, but expression mode is to basically understand the code, what's happening behind the scene, what's actually the code is being generated in backend. So you can do all those things in Appian. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, right, no code versus low code, see that 100% configuration, no code, not be able to do any customization there, right? As we talk about the business, what's the business? Now, this question they ask that what language Appian uses, that's called SAIL, right? That self-assembled interface language. Um, it says interface language, but generally it's a code standard that Appian has to can do in a development cycle, right? So what kind of application we built in Appian basically? What do you guys think? What kind of application we built in Appian? Anyone? As we discussed, we do web-based application. But what kind of application? For whom? Can we build IRCTC site? Such kind of application in Appian? Am
Yes.
I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we can build it.
We can build, but should we?
Yeah, any application which is built like other languages, Java or some other languages, we can build that application by using Appian also.
So, but should we? Like IRCTC.
Uh, I'm not sure about it.
Okay, so when I talk about the example IRCTC, what is the number of users it could have?
Millions of users will be there.
Millions of users, right? And what you need in Appian is credentials, and Appian is a costly. It's a very, it's a heavy tool to use. So if you build an IRCTC website, you will have to create a credentials for millions of users, right? Which is not
Yes.
acceptable in the industry. So why? Because Appian is costly, definitely, right? So we can build IRCTC kind of sites, but we should not be building those. Then what kind of application Appian recommended, and for whom, basically? So my question is that who is going to be your end users?
In healthcare industry, we use that, and in financial applications also we can build, as per my knowledge.
Right. So who are the end users?
Business
And
users.
business users, basically, if you say it's an employees, right? In-house employees that we have. Now, for example, you're saying financial. Let's talk about a bank. So can we build an application for the customers? There could be multiple user customers, right? There could be thousands of customers. So we can't build an application for the end customers. Then we will be building the application for the in-house employees, because that will be limited, maybe hundred thousands, maybe, right? But not in lakhs, isn't it? So the application we built in Appian is for in-house employees. Okay, so if you talk about the banks, the bankers will be our end customers. If you talk about the pharmaceutical companies, the research people. If you talk about the airlines, the airlines members. So for in-house employees, we build the Appian application. Okay, so for example, we can build an leave management system for your company, right? So leave management system will be for the employees who is working on that. We cannot build an application like RCTC because it will be costly. We can't buy the credentials for everyone, right? Is that clear now? What kind of application we built in Appian?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what example, like, for the in-house employees, we build this application. Okay, any questions so far? So, I can move to the slides. Any questions, guys? Is that clear what Appian is, what kind of application we built in Appian, and what kind of coding standard we will have it? Any questions around here, guys? No?
In Appian, we have portals also, right?
Portals, right? So portals is being introduced to Appian, I think, in the last release. So what's a portal is? Anyone knows what's a portal? Any idea?
Without people who will not be
Right.
having Appian logins, they can use
Right.
that portals, and they can access the applications through that.
Right. Okay. So for example, let's say you want to track your consignment, right? If you want to track your consignment, what do you need? Let's say in Indian Postal Services, you want to track your consignment. So you have your consignment number, but do you need a credential in Indian Postal Service to get your consignment details?
No.
No, right. So based on that consignment number, without your login credentials, you can go and you can search where your consignment is. But can you do anything in the Indian Postal Service, site. Can you create a users? Can you update some account? You can't do that, right? So
Yes.
they have given a limited access via a site that you can search for your consignment. Maybe you can give some ratings. That's a very limited access. So for the same purpose, Appian has come up with the concept of this portals, so that they give you a limited access, so that you can put some, you can ask some questions, you can um, you know put some ratings, but you cannot access the whole application. So that's the portal is for you. So without credentials, you can access Appian. Let's say I want to give a site for my company details, right? You, if you want to know about, go through my site, what are the things I'm doing. So very limited information. If you want to publish, then I will use portals. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we talk about the BPM and Appian. We'll see what the market positions in Appian, which is pretty good as compared to the other technologies, and how, where does Appian fits, how the data and process is happening, and all the things we'll talk about here. Okay, so you see this one, right? Where someone mentioned that it's a process flow, business process flow management, right? Where you design the workflows to do a required set of job. All right. So this is an example of that. Like in Appian, we have something called process modeling. That process modeling will allow you to design the workflows. How do you start a process, and where do you end it, and in between what you perform. You may have interfaces, you may have some decision things to be done by using the gateways. You may have to write some data to the database, you might have to send an email, you might have to generate some documentations. So all those things you can design in a workflow. And this is the example of that let's say, as a customer, you do online shopping, you see some offers, you accept the offer, you may decline the offers. If you want to buy it, you can make the payment. When the payment is being received, confirmation is done, then you can have your package done, and then it will be delivered. So all those things, the step-by-step things that we need to perform by using process model in Appian. Okay. Yes, as we talk about this, what's an Appian is, it's a highly demanding BPM tool now, and yes, it is being overtaken. It's overtaken by the Pega and all. Many other projects that was running on the Pega has been now transferred to Appian. They did all those things. Many other tools, that was using before. Now Appian is taken over all those. So it's in the market in the high demand because of its customizations, and then rich text given by this. So it has also given a very nice UI, feature to you, that you can build a report and then graphs, all those things. You can do it very quickly in Appian. These are the examples of UI. You can see that it's easy to build, and it's very easy customizable, that if you want to have display in different tools like mobile, laptops, desktop, so these are the UI examples that you're seeing, and you can create a good UI in Appian. These are some feedbacks from the companies like Epivia, Bayer, Sanofi, right? They are building many applications in Appian because of its quick, acceptable things, and then very fast to design some things. If you see this, Epivia is saying that there was some clinical trial startup in the reduced by 1.5 months, by 12 months to 1. It's very speed up, right? The work has been done. You see that the Bayer company mentioned that the reporting, which was taking hours, is not done in minutes. So that's how Appian is faster. It Appian gives you one thing. Someone has mentioned about the records, right? So this record is a very powerful tool in Appian, and which is capable of doing everything. And you do not have to write the code for that. So it's easily within a minute. If you want, within a minute, I can give you. If I ask you, right? So let's say I want a customer record where I can update the customer record, modify it, create new customer record, and then save the data to the database, create some UI and everything. If I ask you to build this thing, this is the requirement. What do you guys think? How much time it will take? So requirement is we should have an interface to create a new record. It can see, it should be saving the data. We should see the list of the customer that has been created. We should have a capability of updating a record. We should have the capability of deleting a record. If I ask you all these things to be built, what do you guys think? How much time it may take? Let's say with 10 fields, customer first name, middle name, last name, all those things. Longest, I'm sick, not you guys. So what do you guys think? How much time it will take?
Hardly 5 minutes.
In Appian, 5 minutes is enough.
Yeah, like if the requirement is not too big, then we
Right.
can. Yeah.
Right. So in Appian, you can do this in just 5 minutes. That's how Appian is powerful. If you want, think about if you want to do it in other language, right? It may take hours if you are a very good developer, but still you may take an hour to design the UI and everything and then building everything, right? But in Appian, in 5 minutes, all the things will be there. And tell me how much line of code you need to write.
Oh, without coding also we can generate record.
Right. You will not have to write a single line of code to achieve all those things. So that's how the powerful Appian tool is. So where does it fit? It's not like all the things you can do in the Appian itself. It fits. You can integrate with the different systems. You can integrate, the third-party systems. You can bring the data from the third party. You can write the data to the third party. Appian itself can be, used. Like say many companies, what they do is, they create a interface because they want a very rich interface in like by using Java X and all, right? So they create an interface in some other language, and then as a backend process, they use Appian. So that is also capable of doing it. You can also integrate third party within the Appian. You can have data bringing in, and then you can also expose your Appian data to third party. So all those things can be done in Appian. It's not like it has to work standalone. Right? Yeah, Appian. Why also Appian is growing faster because nowadays we are talking about artificial intelligence, AI. Gen AI is the new in the market now, and then automation. So all those things, if you wanted to have, you can have it in Appian. You can build an application by using Appian simple code plus AI plus automations. All those things you can do it in Appian. Yeah? The RPA things. Appian has its own AI tool. Appian has its own RPA. You do not have to buy a separate licensing from third party. Right. Right. I mean, these are some examples of the UI, that graphs and all. It's people are doing that. This is what I was mentioning, that you can interact with the people. You can have a task for people. You can have a bots to do some process in your workflow, and you can also have some AIs. Okay. All right. This slide, I would like to highlight something. AIs, artificial intelligence, and then bots. These are the separate topics we will not be covering in this Appian training. In this Appian training, we will be learning about the core Appian development. How do we do that? How do we build an application? Because to build an application, we don't need it's not necessary to use the bots and AI. So bots and AI is a separate topic. We will not be touching those, but we will be touching is the core Appian basic things. Right. You see in the right hand side, that's an example of the process model. That's how the process model look like in Appian. And yeah, we can see that smart services are being used there. So what is a smart service? Basically, if you want to send an email, so in Appian we have a smart service called send email. So that smart service, you need to just configure things. Whom do you want to send an email? What should the email body, and all those things. So what should be a subject line? Do you want to have any attachment? Do you want a CC? So all those configuration thing will be there. You just configure that. You don't have to worry about this connection, how the email will go out and all. That will be taken care by the Appian itself. You just have to configure the thing. So those kind of services is called smart service in Appian to achieve your requirement. right? These are some objects. We have that, like, process modeling, interfaces, expression roles, records in Appian, to which helps to create an application. Right. Some companies, very few here mentioned, but these are the some bigger giants who is using Appian as their primary tool to build their solutions. Before I go for a demo of Appian tool, any question, guys? Clear? Questions, guys, for any questions here before I go for a demo? Demo means I would like to show you an Appian application, how it works. It look like. Anyone? No? Am I audible?
Yes, Ravi. Nothing from my side.
Like, it's so silent, so I don't understand if I'm audible or not. Okay. Let me open an Appian. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So what I'm sharing is Appian, designer. You guys will have to create your credentials in Appian community so that you can have your own designer for the practice purpose. Okay. So once you log into the Appian community, you will be able to get your own practice environment where you can go and practice the things. So this window, so basically you will have this is as a common URL till here. So still shoot, and then we have different pages for different suits for different purposes. So this is the design. We call it a designer, where you can go and start building your applications. This is for you, basically. So how do we do that? What are the options we have here? So we have new applications. You can see that straight over here. So you can create a new application. You can also import. You can, all those things you are seeing here is the different applications that we have in the system. Okay. We have the application tab here, which gives you the application window where you can see all those applications. Then we have objects where you can see the different objects that we have in Appian, and then deployment page where you can see all deployment done here, and then monitor mode where you can go and see all those backend processes executed in this process models instances in this environment. Okay. Now that designer tab also allows you, as I said, that you can import an application directly. So if you have a third application built already in Appian, you can bring that. But in this learning environment, this import and export has been disabled so that you cannot do that. But you can build your application. Okay. Now, what also Appian gives you is in-house database. So if you see this great icon here, you can click on that and you can go to the cloud database. So it gives you a MariaDB. Initially, it was having MySQL, but now they have changed to the MariaDB, where you can go and you can build your all the tables and data that you have. Okay, procedures, functions, views, and tables. All things you can do it in your Appian environment itself. You do not have to buy a third party. But what if your company is already using some database? So you have to modify it here? No, you can easily use your third party data that you already have it. You just have to establish the connection. That's all. Now let me show you some, and we also have some more things like tempo. Tempo was basically the initial design. Now nobody is using the tempo. That was a front end for the end users to use this. But now, as Appian have given you a sites, you can do all those things in the sites. Now, let's say for an example, we built this application in the last training. But called we created this application for an NMDC bank, where we have an option of seeing all those things, who's the new customer. So this is a customer record. You can see that this is basically a record. You can add an account to your for a customer. You can see the whole list of the tasks that you have. If you want to bring in some third party data, all those things is now do it in the Appian. We created some charts to display the data. You know, right. So such kind of application we will be building in Appian. We'll think about some of the use cases, and then we will start building the applications on that, so that we can cover one application end to end working. And if you want, you can do the same application, or else you can also have some use case from your own, and you can start designing that. Right. Any questions, guys, in Appian?
Nothing from my side.
Thank you. No one wants to know how much days it will take to complete the training. Anything around training timing? No. Oh.
I have a doubt. In Appian Community Designer, we have less ability to create, right? Is it possible to create entire application here?
Yeah. Yes, we can. See, Appian community will not give you some of the things like import and export thing, which is not required because we will be building from scratch. So we don't need any import and export. The community edition will also not give you the capability of creating the data types, but still we can build an application by using the records, because Appian is now saying that use record as much as in your use in your application, and avoid using data types. For data types, they have given map function so that you can have your own data type you wanted to. But for connecting data with the database and retrieving the data from the database or some other third party, they are now provoking us to use the records only. Because let's say if you want to query a data from the data by using a data type and query entity, if you are getting 5 minutes, if you are taking like 1 minute to get the information, in record it will be like 5 to 10 seconds. So as the record is very much faster, so Appian is trying to uh, you know to avoid the use of data type and then use the records, right? So yes.
Okay.
Yes, but in real time we'll be using CDTs, right? So we
Not
will.
required.
Uh,
That concept is gone. Now you can use a map. So they have given a map function where you can create your structure by using the map, and they have also given a type called a map, so you can
yeah.
map it with the rule inputs and all.
But in my last company, they were using CDTs,
Right. So
data
I'm
stores.
saying, yeah. So they are not removing it altogether. They are just asking us to start using the records more instead of
Okay.
CDTs. But in your actual, environment, like where you are working as applications, there you will see the CDTs still there. In just practice environment, we have not given.
Okay. Will you be providing like CDTs training also, like if we can see the videos and we can learn that
Right.
thing?
From the previous videos, we can share those links. We can ask the center to share that videos as well, so that you can learn. But yes, what I'm trying to say is that without CDT also you can create application now.
Yeah, I got it.
Mhm.
So in real projects, still we are using CDT or not?
We are using.
It is being used now as it is, but as let's say if you want to create a new application, or maybe in the new area you are doing the development, try to avoid using a CDT. That's what IPN is saying.
Okay.
They will give you. I say they are not going to remove it altogether, because if they will do that, the whole application will be, get down, because 100% of, I won't say most, I will say 100% of applications are using CDDs. But now they are asking us to, slowly, gradually, you just start using records instead of CDDs, and then map, right? Because record is very much faster as compared to the query of CDDs and all. Okay. Any other questions? Shyam, Kartika, you're being silent. Safa? No? All right. About the timing, we will be starting this training tomorrow onwards. We'll have the first class tomorrow and the same timing, 7:30. If anyone has any doubt with that, do let us know. We'll be creating a WhatsApp group and we'll add you guys for any questions and answers. I will be available whenever I can answer. I will answer those questions. You can call me as well. If I'm free, I'll take a call and then I'll answer those. We'll be starting our class from tomorrow onwards. Anyone has any other questions, to let me know.
Yeah, one last question.
Yeah, Kartika.
So, is it just the Appian is needed, or do we need any other tools or language skills to get a job?
It could, if you have some database knowledge. Okay, because you might have to see, even in now Appian is saying that you don't have to create the table. Through the record you can do everything, but if you have a knowledge of some database, like creating the table, creating the view, some functions very rarely being used there. Stored procedures, small, not I'm saying the depth level, little bit, it is fine.
Okay, no, extensive knowledge of Java.
No, not required, not at all. It's built, the Appian tool is built on Java, but it doesn't need Java language to be known. Yeah.
So once the daylight, this is about timings. Once the daylight saving change happens next week
Mm-hmm.
in US, the timings will be shifted, or is it the same time as per IST?
Usually we go with the IST timing only, right? So, because here doesn't change the time. But yeah, you are going for 1 hour for behind or 1 hour ahead.
Ahead.
Oh, so
So
I think right now
our time.
it is like 9 o'clock there. What's the time?
No, it's it's the class started at 6 o'clock today. So
Mm-hmm.
next week it will be at 7.
Right. Is that okay for you? 7?
Yeah.
Okay. So usually we go with 7:30 IST. So yeah, if anyone has any issues, do let me know. We can talk about the timing. We can think about it, and we can come to a common timing for everyone. As of now, it's 7:30 IST. Is that okay with you as well, Gopi? The same timing, 7:30? I think you're on mute, Gopi, for talking. For others, 7:30 is fine.
Yes. Can you make it to 8 p.m.? Sorry, 8 a.m.
I'll take it as just just more. If you have any questions, please ping me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the course will continue till April, right?
Right. So basically, we go around 35 to 40 classes weekends, and we have holidays in between. So yeah, it will go till April.
Okay,
For sure.
so Saturday, Sunday, there will be no class.
Saturday, Sunday, no classes. Holidays, Holi's festival, no classes. If you have anything, I'll let you know well in advance. Yeah.
Okay.
So I might have missed this because I joined late.
Mm-hmm.
So what will do we give interview preparation support, all those areas, or just the classes? for this?
We do give it, we schedule interview sessions as well, where kind of a mock interviews. We can also share some of the questions with the interviews on latest questions, what's going in the market. We also schedule some, as I said, right, mock interviews. So yeah, whenever it will be there, we'll let you know so that you can attend it and then prepare for interviews.
What about job assistance? It is also there. Sarita told me.
Mm-hmm. You mean Java assistance as in what?
Yeah, yeah, like seeking for referrals and all.
That is fine. I mean, whenever we get a notification that somewhere is job is there, we do share over the WhatsApp group that these are the places they are seeking for Appian profiles. Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. We can connect tomorrow again for same timing. I hope to see you all, and then we can start. So, meanwhile, if you have if you don't have this Appian community, please go and create your credentials on the Appian community and get access of your own environment. I will suggest go with your professional email address so that you might get it easily. For personal email address, sometimes they take time to assign this community editions and might be questions. But yeah, if you go with your professors, it will be good. And why I'm saying that, because if you if your company is a partner of Appian, I say if you are using this Appian as a product, then you will be paying only 50% of the um, certification fees. If you want to appear in any certifications, there are three level of certifications we have in Appian: level 1, 2, 3. So the cost is $200 each. So if your company is a partner, so you'll get 50% discount, and you have to pay only $100 for the certifications. So yeah.
So for 3 years, L1 certification is fine, right? No need L2,
Yeah,
L3.
yeah. I mean, see, if you have it, well and good, right? I mean,
Yeah,
certifications
I
is never
already
going to
have
harm
the
you,
certification.
right? Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, if you have, but this time I'll suggest it's tough now because February month they have updated their question bank. So all the questions are changed. What do we had collected previously? Now those are gone. So right now they have changed their question patterns. So we are in the process. They take the certificates on the video call, so it's very difficult now to get the questions. But let's say someone appeared and then we ask them what kind of question was there. If you remember any questions, we try to collect those questions and then share with you guys that okay, these are the questions they asked. So yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Hey, though.
Yeah, Gopi. I think your mic is not working. You can put a message if you have any questions, Gopi, please. Uh, all right, guys. Anyone has any other doubts? Okay, thanks, Gopi, for the timing. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Then let's connect tomorrow at the same time, and then we can start. And also, apart from getting the screenshots, also think in your mind what kind of use case you want to go with the Appian development. Okay. Oh, right. Any other questions before I stop the recording? Yes, no, not applicable.
Nothing from my side.
Thanks, guys. Sorry for my voice for today. I was on well, but yeah, you let me know. Thank you.